Hi and welcome to Pharma Life Education YouTube channel. In the series of biochemistry video, our next topic was electron transport chain and oxidative phosphorylation. Where this will be happen? This will be happened in mitochondria. Mitochondria can be called as an powerhouse of this cell. Power means energy. Energy in living cells means ATP. So ATPs will be produced by the mitochondria. So it can be called as an powerhouse of this cell. The major pathways which will be happened in the was one is TCA cycle and another one was beta oxidation, which we are going to cover in our upcoming videos too. But the byproducts of this TCA cycle as well as beta oxidation was NADH2 FADH2 majorly, whereas these two are not ATPs. These two are byproducts. These two are high energy compounds, but they are not ATP molecules. So this has to be converted into ATPs. This has to be converted into ATPs. So this will be done by the help of electron transport chain molecules. So coming to the electron transport chain definition, so the transfer of electrons. So electron transport chain means the transfer of electrons through a series of complexes like 1, 2, 3 as well as 4 is nothing but in a chain reaction is called electron transport chain. So the electrons will be transferred through the series of complexes is nothing but electron transport chain. And coming to this one, where this electron transport chain will be happen in the mitochondria, especially in the particularly this part of the mitochondria. So what is this parts here? So this is outer mitochondrial membrane and this is inner mitochondrial membrane and this is inner mitochondrial or intermitochondrial space and this is matrix. So in the matrix TCA will be happen or TCA cycle will be happen or beta oxidation will be going on every time, and outer mitochondrial matrix is permeable to only few elements. And coming to this one in linear section, so this is outer mitochondrial membrane and this is inner mitochondrial membrane, and the space between OMM and IMM is intermitochondrial space, and this is what matrix. So in the matrix the TCA cycle will be happening. In this inner mitochondrial membrane there will be a series of complexes. So this will be looking like this. So this is complex 1, this is 2, 3 as well as 4, and this is different, this is 5. Only 4 complexes are involved in electron transport chain, whereas fifth complex is involved in oxidative phosphorylation. Okay, so remember this particular point. The difference between electron transport chain and oxidative phosphorylation was the 4 complexes are involved in the ETC, fifth complex was involved in the oxidative phosphorylation. And coming to the in detail of this complexes was first complex. So first complex other name was NADH complexes. So the name itself was suggesting saying that this complex will be converting NADH plus H plus. So this will be converting into electrons here. Okay, and this was looking like an L shape. Yes, you have already seen the complexes there. It was looking like an L shape and it removes the hydrogen from NADH, and it mainly consisting of flavin mononucleotide and iron sulfate complexes, and it undergoes oxidoreductase reactions. And this is how the reaction the structure of this complex one will be looking. So it consisting of flavomononucleotide, where the NADH plus H plus will be converted, it will be taking off some hydrogens and it will be converted into electrons, and it will be transferred from one iron in the form of 2 plus and another iron in the form of 3 plus, and the hydrogens will be taken up and it will be throwing into the space here. So H plus. Okay, and the electrons, so this is hydrogens, this is protons, and the electrons which was produced here will be transferred to the next complex, right? This is what electron transporting of electrons to the other complexes. Okay, so next complex. So complex 2 was succinate dehydrogenase complex, and it converts succinate to fumarate. It is very important. So in the TCA cycle succinate will be converted into fumarate. The byproduct in this one was FADH2. So in this complex 2 FADH2 will be reduced here. or oxidized here. So right, so it consisting of succinate dehydrogenase as well as iron sulfate clusters, and it utilizes FADH2 and conversion of, and it is very very important, ubiquinol is also present in the complex 1 as well as complex 2. So the electrons which was produced in the complex 1 will be transferred by the help of ubiquinol to complex 2, and this is how it will be looking. So this is what complex 2 was. It is a very small in small in structure or size when compared to the complex 1 as well as complex 3, and this is ubiquinol. Okay, CoA is nothing but ubiquinol here. Okay, so this consisting of FADH2 consisting of hydrogens which will be taken up by the irons. So here also Fe2 to Fe3 plus, and it will be transferring two hydrogens here. We will see the complete reactions, series of reactions mechanisms in the next slides. And third complex was cytochrome reductase or Q cytochrome C oxidoreductase, name of this complex, and it consisting of heme complexes as well as cytochromes here. So the structure was looking like this. So the electrons which was produced from the complex 2 will be taken up by the cytochrome C1 and transferred to the iron sulfate complexes and transferred to the cytochrome B, and it will be transferring to the cytochrome C. So this is complex 3. And next one, complex 4, the other name was cytochrome C oxidase, and it consisting of heme complexes as well as copper units. So the complex was looking like this. So cytochrome C, which will be present in between 3 and 4, will be transferring the electrons to copper to cytochrome A to copper again, cytochrome A3, and here some of the protons will be converted into water molecules by this particular reaction, and some protons will be transferred into the intermitochondrial space, intermediate mitochondrial space. And this is complex 5, which can also be called as an ATP synthetase. So this diagram will help you to understand how this ATP synthase will be working. Okay, so here you can see the structure of this one. There is no rule that you have to write the structure of ATP synthase in this particular manner. You can write in any manner, which we are going to see now, right? And next one. So this is what outer mitochondria, I mean, you can see the full view of this mitochondria here, and this is what we are calling this as an intermitochondrial space. This is very very important. This inner mitochondrial membrane is not permeable for protons. Remember this point. It is not permeable for protons. It will not allows any protons to transfer from space to the matrix. Okay, remember this. If you are remembering that, then you can understand easily what happening in this electron transport chain. So first of all, NADH2, which was produced in the TCA cycle, will be taken up by the flavin mononucleotide, and series of reactions will be happen in the complex 1, and it will be transferring the 4 hydrogens into the inner mitochondrial space, and the electrons which was produced in this reaction will be transferred to the ubiquinone, and this ubiquinone will be converted into an ubiquinol 2, right? Next one, FADH2, which was produced in the TCA cycle, will be also transferred to the iron complexes in the complex 2, and it will be transferred to the ubiquinol again, and in this reaction, in this complex reaction, it will be releasing 2 hydrogens into the inner mitochondrial space. This is very very important, the production of hydrogens into the inner mitochondrial space. And next reaction was the electrons which was produced in the ubiquinol will be transferred to the complex 3. So complex 3 means it will be transferring to the cytochrome C1 to iron sulfate complexes to cytochrome B to the cytochrome C. In this series of reactions, it will be releasing 4 hydrogens into the inner mitochondrial space again. And next one, this cytochrome C will be transferring some electrons to the cytochrome complex 4. So to copper to cytochrome A, to copper to cytochrome A3, and that will be leads to production of water, as well as 2 hydrogens will be released into the inner mitochondrial space. So what this will be doing, so series of this hydrogens production will be more if the number of NADHs, FADH H2 was been increasing, go on increasing, that will be producing more amount of hydrogens in the inner mitochondrial space. That leads to production of or increase the concentration of hydrogen ions in the inner mitochondrial space, because these are not permeable to IMM, so it will not allow, this will not be passing through this IMM. So what happens, the concentration will be more in the inner mitochondrial space. So now our complex 5 will be taking place here. So up to here you can remember that as an electron transport chain, because the electrons was been transferring from complex 1 to complex 4, we are calling that as a series of reactions here. Now it starts the oxidative phosphorylation. What is the oxidative phosphorylation means? Here the proton concentration, increase amount of proton concentration will be converting the ADP to ATP here. So if the constant, see, you have remember the dams, right? So the dams are also used for production of power. So how it will be happen? See, for example, if this is a dam, so if it is full of water, so in this line we have some turbines. If the flow of water was increased, if the flow of water was heavy, then the turbines will be rotating like this, and that will be producing the hydroelectric energy. So in the same sense, if the concentration of hydrogen ions was more, then what happens was, you have seen this one here, right? You can see this one, see, these will not rotate, whereas this will be rotating. So the rotation of this one present in this particular region, will be binding of this ATP, so it will be producing the reactions like that. So the increasing of hydrogen ion concentration will be going into the ATP synthase, which rotates by this particular hydrogen ions. Hydrogen is nothing but an energy, and which will be producing ATP from ADP molecules. That's what happening in this particular reaction, right? So increasing amount of hydrogen ions will be producing ATP molecules in the series here. So this is what about electron transport chain and oxidative phosphorylation. For your understanding, I am going to show you the reaction again here. So NADH2 will be coming, and it will be producing, going through and producing 4 hydrogens. Right. Now the overall reaction in complex 1, we are going to get 4 hydrogens, complex 2 2 hydrogens, 3 4 hydrogens, 4 2 hydrogens, and 1 water molecule, as well as this is what electron transport chain, and this is what oxidative phosphorylation. And next one, coming to the yield, and here you are seeing in this picture that how many hydrogens are required to produce 1 ATP means 4 hydrogens are required to produce 1 ATP molecules, as well as, so remember that 4 hydrogens are required to produce 1 ATP molecules. So in this one NADH2 will be producing 10 hydrogens. So how many hydrogens are required to produce 1 ATP? 4, right? So 4 means, so here 10, so 4 plus 4, it will be producing 2, as well as we are having 2 more hydrogens in this NADH, so we can call this as an 0.5. So we are going to get 2.5 ATPs for 1 NADH. How many FADH2 will be, one FADH2 will be producing 6 hydrogens. So here 2. So in the same thing, it will be happen thrice, and it will be producing 6 hydrogens into the reactions. So that means it will be producing 1.5 ATPs. Now you have understood, I think so, how we have got energetics, how we got the energetics of glycolysis as well as TCA cycles based upon this particular reactions here. I hope you have understood this electron transport chain, which is very complex in nature. If you have really understood that, or if you are having any doubts in the if you are having any doubts in this particular video, you can ask me in the comment section, or you can ask me in the Instagram account too, which we have created recently, which I am going to leave in the description box. You can join, or you can follow in the Instagram. And thank you for watching this video. Please like, share, comment and subscribe to Pharma Life Education YouTube channel.